डोरी हाथ तुम्हारे कृपा व्रत पालन लागा।
करी तेरा कराया,
करी तेरा कराया।
प्रभ डोरी हाथ तुम्हारे, प्रभ डोरी हाथ तुम्हारे, प्रभ
डोरी हाथ तुम्हारे, प्रभ डोरी हाथ तुम्हारे,
प्रभ डोरी हाथ तुम्हारे, प्रभ डोरी हाथ तुम्हारे, प्रभ
प्रभ डोरी हाथ तुम्हारे, प्रभ डोरी हाथ तुम्हारे।
जी जंत तेरे तारे,
जी जंत तेरे तारे,
जी जंत तेरे तारे,
जी जंत तेरे तारे।
प्रभ डोरी हाथ तुम्हारे,
प्रभ डोरी हाथ तुम्हारे,
प्रभ डोरी हाथ तुम्हारे,
प्रभ डोरी हाथ तुम्हारे।
जे करावे सो करना, जे करावे
सो करना,
नानक दास तेरी सरना,
नानक दास तेरी संग्रहण कोटि
रतन त्याग संग्रहण कोटि
रतन त्याग संग्रहण कोटि
पशु नीच आना पशु नीच आना
पशु नीच आना पशु नीच आना
तू समरथ वडा मेरी मत थोरी राम
तू समरथ वड्डा मेरी मत थोरी राम
तू समरथ वडा मेरी मत थोरी राम
तू समरथ वड्डा मेरी मत थोरी राम
त्याग चलती महाचंचल
त्याग चलती महाचंचल
त्याग चलती महाचंचल
त्याग चलती महाचंचल
दुख कर कर जोरी दुख कर कर जोरी
दोख कर कर जोरी दोख कर कर जोरी
नानक शरण समरथ स्वामी
नानक शरण समरथ स्वामी
नानक शरण समरथ स्वामी
नानक शरण समरथ स्वामी
पैज राखो मोरी पैज राखो मोरी
पैज राखो मोरी पैज राखो मोरी
तू समरथ वड्डा मेरी
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। ਸੋ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਸੰਗਤ ਨੂੰ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਹੈ, ਇਸ ਸੰਗਤ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਟੇਜ ਉੱਪਰ ਰੌਣਕ ਵਧਾਉਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਆ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ, ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਆ ਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਥੇ ਰੌਣਕ ਵਧਾਓ, ਗਾਇਨ ਕਰੋ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਨਾਲ। ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਹੈਗਾ ਚਮਟੇ ਵਜਾਉਣ ਵਾਲਾ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਆ ਕੇ ਬਹਿ ਜਾਵੇ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕੋਈ ਆ ਸਕਦਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਅੱਗੇ ਆਓ। So ਬੇਨਤੀ is if anybody would like to join us on stage and sing along with us so that we can create that vibration and we're all here to sing together. If anybody can play Jumte, can come and play Jumte as well, so don't be shy. So Sanghaji, we're used to going to the Gurdwara and just watching somebody sit on a stage singing and talking and not really having that opportunity to be involved in what's happening on stage. But Bhai Gurdas ji, who was the nephew of the third Guru, Guru Amar Das ji Padshah, he describes so beautifully the moment and that time of Sri Kartarpur Sahib. Kartarpur Sahib was that town that Guru Nanak Dev Ji Padshah ji established, which now is in Pakistan. And in Kartarpur Sahib, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Padshah ji, when they were in the late 50s, went and settled there and established that town. Bhai Gurdas ji said that what used to happen there, and they say that Gyan, Gosht, Charcha, Sada. Gyan meaning that Guru Nanak Dev Ji Padshah ji used to share their wisdom with the Sangat. And always remember there's a difference between wisdom and knowledge. There's many of us today that have a lot of knowledge, but there's fewer people that have wisdom. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Padshah ji shared wisdom. Wisdom means their experience. Guru Nanak Dev Ji did not just talk of a God that they read of in books. Guru Nanak Dev Ji did not talk of a God that was mentioned to Guru Nanak by somebody else. Guru Nanak spoke of God from self-experience, of that one. There's a lot of talk today about oneness, but Guru Nanak Dev Ji's eyes only saw oneness. Guru Nanak's eyes had no doubt. Guru Nanak had no dubda, had no illusion. Guru Nanak could only see that one. When Guru Nanak looked through his own eyes, he saw the light of God within all. That's why we all know the words, and as I say these words, you can say them with me. Sab meh jot, jot hai soe. Tis de chanan, sab meh chanan hoye. Guru Nanak could see this. We talk about this from a place of knowledge, from receiving that wisdom from Guru Nanak. Gur ki mat tu leh eane, bhagat bina bahu doobe siane. We take this wisdom from Guru Nanak until it doesn't become our experience, it's our knowledge, but it's the Guru's wisdom. When we start to see that light within all, then it becomes our wisdom. Bhai Gurdas ji said that Gyan, Gosht, Charcha, Sada, that what used to happen in Kartarpur Sahib, Guru Nanak Padshah ji used to share their wisdom, Gyan. But it wasn't left at that. What we have become used to in Gurdwara Sahibs today, where somebody comes and talks, yes, Guru Nanak Padshah ji shared that wisdom, Gyan, but then Bhai Gurdas ji said what used to happen from that was Gosht. Gosht means Goshti, means a two-way conversation. Charcha, what that wisdom that was shared was then Charcha was discussed. Sada, it used to happen all the time. So the Sangat would get an opportunity to say to Guru Nanak Padshah, I don't get it. yeah, you talk about this light of God, but for me, it's not my experience. For me, I can't connect to that. So Sangat had an opportunity to say that. And nobody was looked down upon for saying that. Gosht Charcha Sada. And this is the opportunity the Sangat should be given today as well. People think that if we try and do something like this from the stage, that we're starting something new and it's a new age thing. No, actually, we've lost how it always used to be. Instead, now we should bring that back into our gurdwaras, what used to actually happen in Kartarpur Sahib. So if somebody comes and does Katha, they should, yes, share Gurbani with everyone, but then the Sangat should have an opportunity as well to say, I didn't quite understand that. What did that actually mean? Because for me, I can't relate to this. Can you give me another example to make it more relatable? So Sangat, today everyone will have that opportunity. And we will do our best through Gurbani to share the pearls and the wisdom of Gurbani with everyone. Because this Gurbani is not something we only sing. This Gurbani is something that we are here to become. In this school, because Guru Ramdas Ji Pacha Ji, wherever the Guru was, Guru Ramdas Ji referred to that as a school as well. Guru Ramdas Ji Pacha Ji said that Sat Sangat is what? What we're doing now is this is called Sat Sangat. Sat Sangat, Satgur Chatasal hai jit har gun sikha. Guru Ramdas Ji Pacha Ji said that Satsang is the Guru school where we come here to do what? This isn't the type of learning we come here to do that we do at school. It's very different. Satgur Sat Sangat Chatasal hai jit har gun sikha. The learning we do here is different. Why is it different? The learning we do here is not something, if I do a talk about compassion, it's not something you take away and you learn intellectually. The learning you do in the Guru's house is you actually become that. The Guru says that Satgur ki Bani Sat Sarup hai. The Gurbani that is shared with you, the Guru's word, that Satgur ki Bani, what is it? The words of the Guru, Satgur ki Bani, I'll say it slowly and again so that it can go in. Satgur ki Bani, Sat Sarup hai. This body is the embodiment, the word of the Guru is the embodiment of the truth. Satgur ki Bani, Sat Sarup hai. What do we do with it? Gurbani bani hai, we become it. We're not here to just learn about compassion so we can go and sit in exam, because that's what you do at school or college or university. No. You come here and you hear about compassion, and from the vibration of the Sangat, you become compassionate. Then you've passed in this school. In the Guru school, you pass if you become it. If you've become compassionate when you walk out of the darbar, the court of the Guru, then you've passed in this school. If you've not left this place where you feel more loving, then you've not passed. You've actually failed. If you come here and you feel more content, and that greed inside of you that has been burning you for years and years, thinking if I get more of this, then I'll be okay. If you leave from here feeling more content, and you want to serve more and give more, then you've passed in this school. This is what the Guru school is all about. So Sangat Ji, so let me ask you a question now. And I'll become a student as well, and I'll answer that as well. Who's come here and now would like to take away some of these virtues? Who would like today come here and pass? I'd like to pass. Who would like to pass? Right? So if you become a little bit more compassionate today, you've passed. Then, jit har gun sikha, har, the virtue, the qualities of har, of God, if you've taken them away with you, you've passed. This is why this court is different to any worldly court. Because that, when you do something at school, you memorize it so that you can then pass your exams. Over here, when you become something, you've passed your exam. Yes. So we all want to pass our exams. Sangatji, today, we're going to sing a beautiful shabad of Bhagat Ravidas ji. And in this shabad, Bhagat Ravidas ji says, Hum sar deen, dayal na tum sar. What does this mean? When I say these words, within your mind, try and start working out what Bhagat Ravidas ji is saying. Hum sar deen. So first of all, what does the word deen mean? If anything you're going to take away today, take away the word deen. Let this be the focus of today's Divaan. So what's the word we're going to focus on? What was the word I said? Shout it out. What's the word? Amazing. See, children, they've got a lot less ego than us adults. That's why they'll shout it out. But you know, us adults, we've got too much ego to protect. So even though we want to say it and we'll say, so what's the word? We'll say, Deen. Right? What's the word? Deen. And the kids, they don't care. They're like, Deen. Right? Because Bhagat Freedji said, as I've grown, I'm gutted. I've grown arrogance with my age. What a shame, he said, because now I realize I want to get close to God, and God's like a small child, innocent, with no ego. Bhagat Freedji said these words. He says that, Je jana sahu nandada, ta thoda maan kari. He said, if I knew, Je jana, if I knew, Shaho means my husband, Lord, Vaheguru, God, the universe, as some people like to refer to God as today. People are afraid of the word God nowadays. It's okay. No need to be afraid. If you want to use the word universe, you can use the word universe. We're saying the same thing. It's cool. Je jana shahu nandada. Nandada means if I knew that God was like a small, innocent, beautiful child, I would have remained like that. So Sangatji, what is that one word we're going to focus on today? What is it? There we go. The ego's reduced. The voice has gotten louder. Right? It's working already. You're already passing. This is how you pass in this house. Hum sar deen. Next question. What does deen mean? What is the word deen? It comes up in Gurbani so many times. Deen? Rajan? What does the word deen mean?
Compassionate.
Compassionate?
Giving.
Giving? Not quite. Good effort. All right? Don't want to put him off from trying again. All right? But let's try again. Deen. What's the word deen mean? Get your hand up. Yeah, go on. What, somebody shout out. What's he saying? Innocent. Innocent is actually quite close. It's one of the qualities of somebody that's deen. Well done, amazing. Right? Rajan, you learning something? Yeah, amazing.
As always.
We're always here to learn. I would not have probably thought of the word innocent for deen, but he actually describes it quite amazingly. Well done. You just taught me something. Deen, yes? Deen, happiness, it's not quite happiness, but well done for trying. Right? Deen, literally, yes, right at the back. Pure. That's a beautiful way of describing deen. Hum deen diyal sharanagati. Deen literally translates to meek. Meek. When you feel powerless, meek is describing somebody that even though you want to do something, but you haven't got the strength to do it. Who can relate to that? In today's world, so many. Who can relate to that? There's so many things that I would like to do that, but just don't find myself doing that very thing that I even want to do. It might be that you want to get up earlier, but just haven't got the strength. It's just not happening for some reason or another. You want to stop using bad language and you keep falling back into that rut. You want to stop lying. It's not that you don't even want to do it. That's Deen. Deen is that purity and innocence. You're making the same mistake again and again, but you don't even want to be doing it. But for whatever circumstances of life, and one of the biggest things is because of your company, your sangat. You're not finding the strength to take that step. You want to give up consuming alcohol, being a certain way, being bitter when somebody talks to you, reacting in a bitter manner. And who do we find we react to like that the most? In this irritated, bitter manner. Who do we do that with the most? Your parents. Who can relate to that? My dad's like the nicest guy you'll meet on this earth, but he's a worrywart. He'll ask question upon question. Putt, कदों आना है घर? Leeds जाना? 130 मील तो होना है. नेरे आऊंगे फिर? रहना नहीं उत्थे किसी दे घर? किद्दां होगी फिर? गड्डी किन्ने चलाउनी है? Right? And then I'll translate some of that because I can see some blank faces, right? So my dad, he's the nicest man on this planet, but he can be a little bit annoying. But remember, the annoyance is inside of us. That's nothing to do with him. That means my tolerance levels are low. Take responsibility. If you're getting annoyed, it's not their problem who's annoying you. It's our problem who's getting annoyed, because I don't have to deal with it. And until I want you to change because I'm getting annoyed, I'm never going to progress in life. Does that make sense? Yes. I'm never going to progress until I'm waiting for you to change. I can only progress in life when I take responsibility to say, wait there, it's me that's getting annoyed. So who's got the problem? I have. Yeah, but Dad, you can chill out a bit as well. Right? Dad's a worrywart, question upon question. And we sometimes react then to the people that we love the most. Apparently, we react the harshest to them. We're bitter to them. We find them the most challenging. Yes? Often with our partners, with our children. Yeah? The amount we shout at our children, and these are the ones that we say, we'll die for you. But I'm going to shout at you 20 times a day. Okay. Who can relate to some of these things that I'm talking about? Okay. It's relatable, isn't it? That means we're all in it, and we all need it. And Sangat is that place where we get that strength from. Hum sar Deen. Now who can relate to being a Deen? Who can relate to being meek now? So this Shabad is going to mean so much more to you now because you're thinking, yeah, I'm one of them. But, yes, I'm one of them, but I'm not going to stop at that, because something that we've got that is so powerful that Bhagt Ravidas Ji is going to share with us is saying that Ham Sar Deen. Sar means as much as me. Nobody is as meek as me. Whoever feels like that in their life, nobody's got it as hard as me. Nobody understands me, right? We say these things, don't we? Right? No, you just don't get me. I'm the only one on this entire planet out of 7.8 billion people that goes through this. We feel like that, don't we? I'm the only one. Hum sar Deen. There's nobody as meek as me. I want to do this, but just the strength isn't there. The support isn't there. Hum sar Deen. Dayal na tum sarbat. Wait there. I'm going to be all right. Why? Because, oh Vaheguru, Dayal na tum sar. There's nobody as compassionate as you. Bhagt Ravidas Ji realized this. He said, okay, no matter what you are going through at this moment in your life, And that could be because you're grieving, because you've lost someone dear to you. That could be for multiple reasons. And you could feel like that life has cheated you. How can this happen to me? How can this loved one be taken away from me? This isn't fair. Many of times we feel that life isn't fair. But Bhagt Ravidas ji said, okay, I'm here now in my life. But oh Vaheguru, show me your compassion. Hum sar deen dayal na tum sar. There's nobody as compassionate as you. Bachani tor mor man manne. Ab patiyar kya kiije? Patiyar means to be tested. Bhakt Ravidas ji said, I'm at such a point in my life where don't bother testing me anymore because I will fail. Don't bother. There's times in your life where you feel like, can I be tested anymore? In those moments, turn inside. Turn inside and say, Vaheguru, God, don't bother. I'm telling you myself that I haven't got the strength anymore. You don't need to test me anymore because I don't need to prove to you anymore that I've lost strength, that I'm struggling to walk, take that next step. Why is there so much strength in this? Why is it that this is not negative? There's a lot of false negativity out there. Open your Instagram, if you're following certain posts, pages, and you'll read things like, I'm fine, everything's okay. Right? Sometimes we say these things and we read these things and we're like, I'm doing great, and you inside is saying, I'm falling apart. You're saying, everything's terrible. You're inside saying, everything's just so hard. And you're saying, somebody asks you, how are you? And you're like, I'm doing fine. We ask a lot of passive questions. We ask a lot of passive questions. We say to people, "Theek hai? How are you, bro?" Yeah. And all we're expecting is to them to say, I'm all right. And if they say, well, the truth is, we're like, oh my God, I didn't mean it. Right? It's just a ritual that we do. So nowadays, sometimes I message certain people, I feel this pull and this energy. When somebody is down, and I'll message them, I'll say, how are you? And then I'll pause and I'll say, no, really, I'm actually asking, how are you? I really want to know. Is there anything I can do? And it will be a different answer to, I'm okay. It will be, thank you for asking. Actually, this is what's happening. This is what I'm feeling. These are the thoughts I have. Unfortunately, we find this amongst Sikhs with Gursects. They think they have to respond and say, Chardi Kala, I'm in forever rising spirits. And if that's not your true state, then that is called false positivity. Gurbani does not do that. Gurbani talks about our current state. That's positivity. Saying, this is where I am. Where's the positivity? But I'm not giving up. Positivity doesn't mean lie that I'm okay. Positivity means I put my hands up and say, I am meek. I have got these struggles, but I'm surrendering to that one. Show me the way. Hum sar Deen. Diyal na tum sar. There's nobody as compassionate as you, and you listen. But I have to turn to you for you to listen. I have to turn to you first for you to listen. If I don't even turn to you, how are you going to listen? Who's heard of Draupadi? Anybody heard of Draupadi? Right, there's a few of you, that's probably about 5%. All right. You've heard of Draupadi? Definitely heard of Draupadi? Yes. All right. Okay, just making sure. You've heard of Draupadi. All right, who's heard of Mahabharat? Mahabharat? Who watched it growing up as a kid on Channel 4? Right, yes. Now you can find the whole series on YouTube. So Mahabharat, you got people like Arjun, the Pandavas, you got the Kauravs. I grew. You heard of Draupadi. Let me tell you a little story about Draupadi. I was on the way here and I said to Baba, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to read anything. Because if I read something, I'm going to preset what I need to say, and that just becomes then a performance. I said, let's just see what happens. Draupadi. She got herself in such a situation where she's married to Arjuna, who was part of the Pandavas, who is one family, right? So there's this kingdom, and there's two families, the Pandavas and the Kauravas. And the Kauravas, they wanted to have rule all over. And so they were trying to get down the other family, right? I'm sure some of you can relate to family feuds. Yes, family feud. And for kids to relate, Pandavas are the goodies and the Kauravas are the baddies, right? Just to make it very simple. And you've got Arjuna, who Draupadi is married to. They got themselves into such a situation where the Pandavas and the Kauravas, they're playing a dice game with each other and they're betting. And because the game was fixed, and the Pandavas, so the good lot, they started losing. And when you bet, you have to put something down. And eventually, after losing their rule and their kingdom and their freedom, what else did they put down? What else did they lose? Arjuna, one of the brothers, he put down, well, it wasn't actually him, it was his brother. And they bet Draupadi, which was Arjun's wife. And in this game, they lost her. They lost Draupadi to the other side. And she's upset about Draupadi being lost. And I tell you what, every time I watch that scene, I actually do cry. So I feel your pain. So they were gambling, and they gambled away their wife. And Draupadi was lost in this game of gambling. And you know when they said that bring her in to the court, and they said drag her into this court because now we own her, the Pandavas said. And when they brought her into the court, and they were pulling her by her sari, by her clothes. And you know what she did? She looked around to everyone. She looked around to the king of that time, pleading for help, saying, keep my honor. They're ripping off my clothes, my sari. They're dragging me by my hair, and guess, were taken to be the honor of somebody. Nobody touched somebody's hair because that was your honor. Today, unfortunately, we allow others with their scissors to cut away at our guests. But our guests were our honor. Sangaji, she turned to the king of that time to say, help me. She turned to everyone. She turned to her husbands saying, help me, but they've gambled her away. They can't do anything. Nobody helped her. Everybody put their face down. Nobody helped her. And then she prayed and she called out for help of that time. Who was who? Who's known as Krishna, who was the savior of that era, of that age, of that time, of Dwapar Yug. And she said, hey Krishna ji, hey Krishna Maharaj. And as in that moment she said the word Krishna, Krishna can be another name of God for you. As she said the name of Krishna, He saved her honor. He saved her. When they were pulling off her clothes, her sari, that sari wouldn't come to an end. Sangaji, there's many of times when we're in trouble, we don't actually turn to God. We try so many things. We try and grab hold, try this, try. But there's somebody that has made us, is sitting inside of us. But that one is waiting for us to surrender to that one. And that there's no one as compassionate as that one. She was saved in an instant. In an instant. Jeh mushkil hove at pari, har ko naam खिन माहे उदारी. संगत जी हम सर दीन दयाल ना तुम सर, बचनी तोर मोर मन माने, अब पतियार क्या कीजे. Sorry? जन को पूरन दीजे. What's the next संगति? हम बाल बाल जाओरा मैया कारणे, कारण कवन अबोल. हम सर दीन दयाल ना तुम सर आप त्यार क्या कीजे, बचनी तोर मोर मन माने, जन को पूरन दीजे. Sangat, you know what this is all about? This Shabad is about your inner connection with your inner voice. There's times we make decisions and we take steps and it goes against our own consciousness. That's what this Shabad's actually about. Who's experienced that in their lives? Where there's something speaking to them from inside and says to them, don't say this. Don't take that step. Don't go there. Don't do this. And then, who's experienced that when there's something speaking to them from inside saying, don't say that? Who's gone against that voice and says it anyway? And when you've done that, it's painful, isn't it? The result is quite painful. There's somebody sitting inside of us guiding us. This is what this Shabad's actually about. Turn inward, and when you get to that place of feeling like you're a Deen, you feel like you have become meek. Hum sar Deen, diyal na tum sar. Always remember, there's somebody as compassionate as you are meek sitting inside of you. And then saying to that one, don't test me. Don't. Just show me your guidance and help me to take that right step. You tell me what to say. You tell me what step to take. How many times do we say something in anger, then we regret it? Yeah? And we can't take that back, can we? And that's ruined relationships. That's ruined people's lives. That's ruined people's marriages. That's gone to divorces. People haven't spoke to their siblings for years just because of what came out your mouth. In that moment, say to God, don't test me. Just show me. Guide me. Ab patiyar kya kije, bachni tor mor man manne. Let my mind have faith in your guidance. When I have that inner intuition to say, don't say that, bachni tor mor man manne, let me have faith in it. Because we doubt that voice, don't we? Let me have faith in it. Bachni tor mor man manne. Jan ko puran dije. Let me have this complete faith in your guidance. Let's sing some of these words. Sangaji, say these words with me. You'll know them as I start saying them. Gaviye, suniye, man, rakhiye, pao. Yeah, let's say it again. Let's all say it together. Gaviye, suniye, man, rakhiye, pao. Gaviye. We're going to sing this. When is it going to become suniye? When? When we actually say it. Does that make sense? Just because we sing something, it doesn't mean we're actually saying it, does it? You could sing along the words of Kirtan, it doesn't mean you're saying it. It could be just something you're singing empty. If you are actually saying it, then it's suniye. That's the avastha, the state of suniye is, if I actually say hum sar deen, if I actually say that, oh Vaheguru, there is nobody as meek as me. If I'm saying that now, it's not Bhagata Ravidas ji said that. It's not like Rajan sang that. It's not like Gurbani said, it's like I'm saying this now. That's suniye. Hum sar deen, feeling. Dayal na tum sar, there's nobody as compassionate as you. Ab patiyar kya kije, don't test me. What's the point? I'll fail. Right? I'm okay with saying that. That's positivity. Because I'm being real. Authenticity, awareness, first step. Right? These are your steps for well-being. Ab patiyar kya kije, bachni tor mor man. Let me have faith in your guidance. Let's sing this. Not just sing it, let's say it together. आओ संगत जी शब्द आप सारे गायन करिए.
हम सर दीन दयाल न तुम सर अब पतियार क्या कीजै अब पतियार क्या कीजै हम सर दीन हम सर दीन दयाल ना तुम सर अब प्यार क्या कीजै अब पतियार क्या कीजै हम सर दीन दयाल ना तुम सर अब पतियार क्या कीजै अब पतियार क्या कीजै बचनी तो मोर मन मान बचनी तोर मोर मन मानै बचनी तोर मोर मन मानै जन को पूरन दीजै जन जन को पूरन दीजै जन को पूरन दीजै जन को पूरन दीजै हम सर दीन
Karan Kavan Abol. Bhagat Ravidas ji saying, oh Vaheguru, Karan Kavan Abol. Karan, what's the reason? What's happening? Kavan Abol, why are you not speaking to me? Look at this beautiful relationship. Look how intimate this is. Bhagat Ravidas ji saying, what's up? Vaheguru, where are you? Where are you at? Karan Kavaniya Bol, why aren't you speaking to me? Many of times in our lives, we feel like that connection has broke. We feel like that, does God even exist? Like, what's up? Where is God? Like, nobody's guiding me. Like, is there anybody actually there? Like, but this is where to start from. Have this conversation, this dialogue. Look how open Bhagat Ravidas ji is, saying, Vaheguru, where you at? Try it, Sangat ji. Get comfortable with God. Don't think of God as someone that is out of reach, that you can't have these conversations with. Make God into your friend. Just like how you'll talk to a friend, talk to God. And God will start talking. Use Bhagat Ravidas ji's words if you have to. Say, Karan Kavaniya Bol, why aren't you speaking to me? I feel disconnected. And when you say that, and from that say, Bal Bal Jao, I'll do anything. I'll be a sacrifice. Whatever I have to do to hear you again, to feel that connection again, I'm willing to do. Bal Bal Jao. Ramaya Karane, oh Ramaya, oh that one that is embedded in everything, in everywhere, in each pore of my own body. Ramaya Karane, Karane, the cause, that is the cause of this creation and behind everything. Oh Vaheguru, Bachani Tor, give me this faith. Sangaji, from awareness to my own state, from there you go to being real to yourself about your own state. From being real about your own state, then you start a dialogue. You say to God, yes, my connection had been broken, but that's okay because I'm going to rebuild it. Karan Kavanibul, that's cool. Because now I'm going to do my ardas, because it always, Gurbani never just leaves you hanging. Gurbani never says to you, there you go, that's it, well, I can't. No, Gurbani gives you hope. Your hope starts from ardas, from a plea, saying, and when you say that I want to hear you, then that voice will come to you from somewhere, either from inside or from a place like this. You go to the Gurdwara, somebody tells you about what you're thinking without you telling them, and you're like, mind blown. And you're saying, I started that dialogue and look, Vaheguru's talking to me now. Somebody will knock on your door. You'll see a post on your social media. And you'll hear Vaheguru speaking to you. But you have to start the conversation first. You have to say to Vaheguru, where you at? I want to have faith in your guidance, and the guidance will come. It might come through a Gorsek knocking on your door. It might come through the postman. You don't know. Because Vaheguru will work through someone to get that message to you then. Because now you are open. Now you are receptive. But if you don't become open, you're not going to hear the message. Vaheguru's talking to us all the time. But we just close our doors to Vaheguru. We close our door. Because there's somebody inside of us, Sabe Katta Rama Bole. Rama Bole, Ram Bina Ko Bole Re. There's somebody speaking to us all the time, but we have to become open to hear that voice. And we become open through being authentic, starting the conversation, then ardas, the plea, and then you will hear Vaheguru. And then you will say, Bahut janam bichare the madhu. I was separated from you for so many lifetimes. Iho janam tumhare, lekin now I want to remain connected to you. Because I disconnected from you, परमेश्वर ते भुल्लियां व्यापन सब्बे रोग, I was taken over by all sorts of diseases, mental and physical. So many of our physical diseases come from our mental disease. Your body being in stress mode for too long, your mind being in stress response for too long, your body won't be able to cope with it. So let's do ardas now. Bahut janam. I've been separated, enough's enough. I can't do it no more. Enough suffering. I'm ready for you. बहुत जन्म बिछड़े थे माधो एहो जन्म तुम्हारे लेके कह रविदास आस. Our Divaan is about hope. कह रविदास भगत रविदास जिसे कह रविदास आस, hope. कह रविदास आस लग जीवों. I'm going to connect to this hope. I'm going to live in hope now. Nobody's going to walk away from here today without having this, that now from today, from this moment, we're going to all attach ourselves to living in this hope. I'm going to connect to you. When I connect to you, I'm going to be filled with compassion. When I'm living in compassion, I'm connected to you. How do you know you're connected to God? When all that comes through you is compassion. When all that comes through you is now love, you are connected to God. When you've got nothing but love inside of you, you are connected to God. You have found that one that you had lost, that I lose every day. I'm not there all the time, but what I do is the moments I feel filled with love, I say thank you. Because that's grace. You cannot experience love without grace. If you ever feel love, say thank you. If you ever feel compassion, say thank you. And that's why gratitude journaling is empty without recognizing the grace of what you are grateful about. You can be grateful and still have ego. But Guru Nanak says, be grateful in this way. Say Jai Prasad. Chatti amrit khahe tis thakur ko rakh man mahe. Jai Prasad. Say Jai Prasad. Jai Prasad means with your grace. If there was a time in my life I couldn't laugh and I couldn't smile because of what I was going through, and today I'm able to smile, say Jai Prasad. Your grace, I'm able to smile. You've just done gratitude journaling. But you've done it from an egoless state. The Guru takes away your ego. If somebody from the world tells you to gratitude journal, it could be a great thing, but if you say I, it's because of what I achieved, the ego's still there. It'll only have half a result. If you want full result, then you say Jai Prasad. Jai Prasad Rang Ras Bhog. Because of you, I'm able to enjoy my pizza. When you're ill, you've got some sort of virus, you can't enjoy that same food that was your favorite food. Who's experienced that? Your favorite food, you're ill, somebody puts it in front of you, you're like, take it away. You try it, it's tasteless. Who's experienced that? So when you can enjoy your food, who is it down to? Jai Prasad, your grace. When you say it's your grace, you've become egoless. Then you're connected to God. This is the power of Gurbani. This is how you become Gurbani. You become the Guru's word. In the Guru's word, there is no ego. Because when we're stuck in a certain way, I can say, oh, look how giving I am. Home with Ditta. I gave in ego. No, the Guru will take away your ego. Jai Prasad. Part but number handa. If I'm able to wear beautiful clothes, it's your grace. If I can smell nice, it's your grace. Jai Prasad Sugandhat Tan Lava. If I'm able to put some nice perfume or cologne on, if I'm able to smell, really cool, if I'm able to get hold of some chandan, some sandalwood, it's your grace. Gratitude. I want to live my life like this now. I've had enough of my ego. It's only given me pain. बहुत जन्म बिछड़े थे माधो, एहो जन्म तुम्हारे लेखे, कह रविदास आस लग जीवो, चिर भयो दर्शन देखे. The next time you experience love or compassion or gratitude, you can say, I've just had your darshan. I've just seen you. I've just experienced you, because love is a part of God. Because that jinke pande pao tina savarsi, those vessels that have love inside of them are beautiful. Who would like to be beautiful? I would. Who would like to be beautiful? How do you become beautiful in the eyes of God? You fill your heart with love. Jinke pande pao, become Gurbani. Let Gurbani be pouring out of each pore of your body. Jinke pande, say it with me, Jinke pande pao. Let's all say Jinke pande pao. Tina savarsi, love makes you beautiful. Savarsi means beautiful. Tina, love makes you beautiful. What else does it do? Sukhi kare pasao, it makes you sukhi, it makes you happy. Love makes you happy. Sukhi kare pasao, dukh visarsi, takes away your pains. Sar par, Guru Sahib says, don't have any doubt on this. So let's sing the last few pankti and do samapti, and we'll take a few questions. We still all right with time? Right? Because when I start doing Katha, then something, what we all know as akal, takes over me. Akal means the timeless. I don't have concept of time. That's why Guru as well. बहुत जन्म बिछड़े थे माधो, आओ पढ़िए.
बहुत जन्म बिछड़े थे माधो, बहुत
सारे ने
जन्म
जपना प्यारे हो,
बिछड़े
आओ
थे माधो।
गूंजा पा दो प्यारे हो. बहुत जन्म बिछड़े थे माधो,
बहुत जन्म बिछड़े थे माधो, बहुत जन्म बिछड़े थे माधो,
बहुत जन्म बिछड़े थे माधो,
बहुत जन्म बिछड़े थे। एहो जन्म तुम्हारे लेखे, एहो जन्म तुम्हारे लेखे,
जन्म तुम्हारे लेखे, ओ जन्म तुम्हारे लेखे.
बहुत जन्म बिछड़े थे माधो, बहुत जन्म बिछड़े थे माधो,
जन्म बिछड़े थे माधो, बहुत जन्म बिछड़े थे माधो.
एहो जन्म तुम्हारे लेखे, ओ जन्म तुम्हारे लेखे,
जन्म तुम्हारे लेखे,
एहो जन्म तुम्हारे लेखे। कह रविदास आस लग जीवो,
आस आस लग जीवो,
कह रविदास आस लग जीवो,
रविदास आस लग जीवो.
चिर पयो दर्शन देखे, चिर पयो दर्शन देखे,
चिर पे दर्शन देखे, चिर पे दर्शन देखे.
कह रविदास आस लग जीवो, कह रविदास आस लग जीवो, कह रविदास आस लग जीवो, कह रविदास
आस लग जीवो.
चिर पयो दर्शन देखे, चिर पयो दर्शन देखे,
चिर पे दर्शन देखे, चिर पे दर्शन देखे.
कह रविदास आस लग जीवो, कह रविदास आस लग जीवो, चिर भयो दर्शन देखे, चिर भयो दर्शन देखे। हम सर दीन दयाल ना तुम सर, अब पतिया अब पतियार क्या कीजै अब पतियार क्या कीजै अब पतियार क्या कीजै वाहेगुरु।
ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਆਪ ਸਭਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੋਟ ਕੋਟ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਹਾਜ਼ਰੀ ਭਰੀ ਅੱਜ ਗੁਰੂ ਦਰਬਾਰ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ। ਸੋ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, we thank you a million times over for those of you that have come today to be a part of this vibration. Because when we come into Sangat, it's not always what we learn intellectually, but the vibration from Sangat has the power to start changing our destiny. So Sangat ji, just a few benatiyan that some of the projects that Basics of Sikhi have been doing. In the last few years, we've been working on, throughout the pandemic as well, delivering to Sangat, translating Gurbani. Throughout the pandemic, throughout the lockdown, we translated, we went through the Gurbani of Sahaskriti Slok, which is on our channel. We did Sri Darbar Sab Hukamnama nearly every day for a few months. I think there's about 140 Darbar Sab Hukamnama translated, which had the impact to change many lives. There was morning du'ans, evening du'ans live. We used to go live 6 times a day. And now current projects that we are running, we've got Bibi Gurpreet in Malaysia, who's doing Katha of Barama. And that comes out monthly. We've got Sukhdeep Singh in Southall, weekly does Sri Sukhmani Sahib Katha. That's live every Sundays on YouTube at 6 p.m. I'm currently recording Japji Sahib, which will come out sometime next year. It's in 25-minute videos done in a very modern setting, with posing a question and answering that question through Guru Nanak Dev Ji's words. We've been running workshops for mental health, mental well-being monthly, which are called Conquering the Mind, which we are still running. We do monthly Divans in Birmingham, which are so beautiful and intimate and impactful. We do exactly what we just did here. We do Katha and Kirtan, and believe it or not, we have Sangat traveling from quite as far as Leeds. And we've got our dear sister Aggie, who's been taking the pictures today, who is very blessed to be tying the Guru's crown, who's from a Polish background but has been hit by the arrow of Guru Nanak. Har prem bani man marya, aniyala aniyale aniya ram raje. Sangaji, she's from your town, that's been inspired by the Guru, that travels to our monthly Divans in Birmingham. And so we're so blessed to be serving and continuing to serve the Sangat. So in whichever way, we've got so many projects, like when I've just done Katha and Kirtan like that, my mind goes blank when it comes to talking about things like this and telling you about our projects. But please do come and see us at our desk as well. Baban Singh's outside, to see how you can get involved, however you can contribute, whether that be financially, whether that be with your expertise of whatever that might be, IT skills or whatever that looks like for you. Get involved, because it's truly a blessing when we read the testimonials and feedback of, you know, for me, one of the most heart-touching things is like, every time I think that, are we even needed anymore? Should I even continue doing what I'm doing? And then the moment that thought comes into my mind, I'll get a message saying, please don't stop doing what you're doing. I was about to give up on life. And this talk, this post, this something gave me that drive to just continue, to carry on and not give up. And then I think, oh, you idiot, just carry on. Because I'm human like everybody else. I have doubts. I think, you have days where you think, should I just walk away? Are we even needed anymore? And then, like I said, and I used to tell, and I told Jagraj Singh this, the one time, this is back in 2016, and I thought that, I was saying to my wife, I'm going to call Jagraj and say, I don't think I should be doing this anymore because of whatever reasons. I was going to call him, and me and my wife, we phoned up for a pizza, and the delivery guy knocks on the door, and the next day I was going to speak to Jagraj Singh saying, I think I'm going to have to just call it a day with doing talks, and the pizza guy turns up, he's about to pass me our pizza, looks at my face and he went, I was like, can I have a pizza please? And he went, Baljit Singh. I was like, Hanji. He goes, please don't stop what you're doing. I watched one of your kathas on Guru Angad Dev Ji and it changed my life. And I was like, whoa, Maharaj, now you send pizza people to tell me. Right? That's how much Waheguru listens. Remember we spoke about Waheguru listening? Waheguru listens, man. He'll even talk to you through a pizza delivery man. It's cool, isn't it? So I know, so please do come and speak to us. And although, is there any questions? There's a few, right? Okay. Is there any that you've got now? Is anybody brave enough that would like to ask a question, that would like to put their hands up and ask a question before the written questions come up? Or is everyone very content after the Katha? And then I can say I've been successful. And don't forget, when we come to the Guru's house, we don't have to sit here, we don't have to be all serious. Yes, be attentive, sit up straight, and but the Guru says, Hasandeyan, Khelandeyan, Panandeyan, Khavandeyan, Viche hove mukat. Nanak Satgur petiye puri hove jugat. This says, as long as you live by the Guru, get through this life laughing, Hasandeyan, Khelandeyan, playing. Remain playful. Remain laughing. Don't lose your sense of humor. Religion doesn't equal serious. I don't know why people think that. Sometimes people think, oh my God, is it all right to laugh in the Darbar Sahib? It's like Maharaj is saying, Hasandeyan. When you read Gurbani, then you won't have these doubts. Hasandeyan, Khelandeyan, Panandeyan, Khavandeyan. Right? Enjoy food, eat. As long as it's in line with the Guru's, with the Guru's wisdom, right? Wear beautiful clothes as long as it's in line with the Guru's wisdom. Yeah? Laugh as long as it's pure, as long as it's not on somebody else's expense of bringing somebody down and making them feel bad. As long as what you do, there's purity behind it, it's cool. Hasandeyan, Khelandeyan, Panandeyan. Let Gurbani talk to you like this. Khavandeya, Viche hove mukt. Become liberated like this. Right? I remember once I went to do Katha and it was down south somewhere. I come out after the Katha, I was in the car park, about to get back in the car, and I was with some of the Sangat sings and I was laughing at something really loud, and this woman came up to me. She went, Bhai sahab, tusi bhi haas lande hain? I was like, huh? She's like, you laugh as well. I was like, oh my God, what do you think? What is Sikhi? What image have we got? No wonder people get scared of it. Yeah, I don't know, I think that's all we do most of the time, isn't it, Rajan? So, है सवाल सूल के करिए आप पढ़िए अनंत साहब है सवाल? Sorry? All right, Vijay is going to start us off.
Sometimes Amanda Shankar and okay, we read the Gurbani and the Gurbani talks about Guruji gazing at us, looking at us. How do we experience that?
It's a beautiful question. I've never heard that question before, actually, and I've been doing this for over 10 years. How do we know, or how do we experience that Vaheguru or the Guru is gazing at us. When the Gurbani tells us that the Guru gazes us, the Guru's vision is upon us. And I think I don't think there's going to be a clean cut, black and white answer to this, and everyone's experience is going to be unique. And that's very important to have that unique connection. And I feel, for me, personally, I can only really answer it personally. There's been times in my life where I could just feel this vibration that I'm not alone, and where I'm about to do something in my life, I'm about to say something to someone, and a pankti will just come, a line from Gurbani will just start talking to me, like if I'm about to be a bit raw to someone, if I'm about to say something, like Bhagat Farid ji will speak to me, say, Ek fikka na galai, saying, Oi, make sure you don't even say one bitter word. Sabna ma satchatani, Vaheguru sitting inside of them, and in that moment I can feel that my Guru is watching me. When the pizza man turned up to my doorstep, is like my Guru's watching me. And there's times when you do something and you can't escape the consequence of that, what you've just done. And when the consequence comes and hits you in your face from your action, you're like, Vaheguru, yes, I know you're watching. Yeah, you're there. You're always there. I just can't escape you. But sometimes I forget that you're there and I try my luck, and then you come and slap me in the face and say, I am there, right? I'll say, all right, I have to learn that way. Most of us learn through that way. I was told a few years ago, there's those people, the Guru says, and they do. And then there's those people, the Guru says, and they think, wait there, let me trial it. And I'm one of those idiots, and I'll say, let me trial it. Let me see if it actually happens that way, or, and then I go through all the pain and the suffering, then I'm like, Dokadaru. Right, now it's time for it to become my medication and connect to God. So there's some people that do it that way. And then you realize, oh, you're watching. So I think it's very unique, these experiences are, of when you feel, oh wow, you was watching me all that time. There was someone just there that just didn't. Sometimes you think, what's happened to me a few times is because there's pressure nowadays on social media, especially for somebody like myself. There's this saying nowadays that silence is violence. I think it's the worst saying ever. I don't agree with it at all. Right? That's not true in my opinion and from what I've contemplated. And then sometimes you think, oh my God, I should have said something about that situation. And then that situation takes a different turn and you think, oh my God, you saved me. You was watching me. It was you that didn't allow me to actually say it or say anything. Huh? Have you experienced something like that?
It's just you.
Huh?
Yeah.
Is that right, Vijay?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm not going to read them out, just in case they're dodgy. So I'll read them to myself first, to be safe. Just in case anybody's swearing at me. Why are you still going on when we were supposed to finish at 7:30? What are your thoughts on law of attraction versus Kismat? Preordained destinies. A lot of words been thrown around there. Most of the time when we use these words, we're not actually sure what we're saying ourselves. So we kind of interchange, we're not sure of the definitions of these words. All right, what do I think of the law of attraction? It should never be about me when we're sitting on this stage. What does the Guru say about law of attraction? You all know what the Guru says about law of attraction. All right, let's say it together and you'll say, oh, okay. All right, ready? Jo mang hai, Thakur apne te, soi dev hai. Right? Let's find another one, right? Aakha hai, manga hai, deh, daat kare, daatar. It's there. Whatever your deep inner desire becomes, right? And it becomes so deeply in you that you're constantly asking for that, and that's what you are putting out there, you will start attracting that. It will start coming back to you. Your vibration will meet others as well and other things that meet with your vibration. Guru says, Turde ko turda mile, udde ko udta, muye ko mua, jive ko jive. So those that are walking will meet others that are walking. You will attract that vibration that you put out there, right? So that's the way it works, but we don't always get it in the way we were expecting to get it. We don't always get it in this lifetime. Sometimes we take another birth just for that. We are our own cause for recurring births because of our own deep engraved desires. Aakha hai manga hai, dehe de. It's the nature of that one to give. It will come back to you somehow what you are deeply desiring. There we go. Are they all safe?
Yeah.
Okay. What happens if there is no inner voice? Silence. What then? So the answer to that was in this Shabad. What happens if there is no inner voice? Karan kavan abol. Why aren't you speaking to me anymore? You start the conversation, you ask that question to God. You're asking it to God, but you're actually saying it to yourself as well. What am I doing that has caused for that inner voice to be blocked? It's actually me that is blocking out that voice, right? I am the one that is responsible for where I am now, in this moment of my life, right? Start the conversation. Karan kavan abol. You start to saying, why aren't you speaking to me? Then second comes an ardas. Bachani tor, I want to hear your words. I don't want to just hear your words. More man mane, I want to have faith in what you tell me. Yeah? So you start that ardas to say that I want to rebuild that connection. I'm here ready to let go and surrender whatever I was doing to block that voice out, because it was me that was blocking it out with something. Right? Sometimes we get caught up in our own mind so much. There's so much talk going on inside, and we're saying things like, I'm such a bad person. I can't believe I did this. I can't believe I made that decision. And there's all that going on, and there's so much noise, we can't actually hear the one inside of us. So we say, all right, what am I doing? Or I can say to myself, ek minute chup kar ja. Speak to yourself. Say, just shut it for a minute, for God's sake. I want to hear you. Yeah? And you watch the magic starting to unfold. Like I said, I can guarantee you most of you are not having these internal conversations and dialogues, because we are not aware that we are so caught up in our own thoughts that we forget to pause and say, wait there. Let me start again. All right, Karan kavan abol. Why aren't you? What you're actually saying is to yourself, why can't I hear you? What am I doing? Yeah, start the conversation like that, and then do an ardas. I want to hear you. Let me rebuild my connection with you. Right? And sing panktiyan like this. Singam, say, bahut janam pichre the madhu, iho janam tumhare lekhe, keh ravidas, aas lag jeevon, chirpeyo darshan dekhe. Use Gurbani to awaken you. Don't let Gurbani be an empty ritual for you. Why do you make people laugh? I'm going to take that as a compliment. Thank you to whoever said that or asked that, if that's a question. All right, I'll tell you why. When I was growing up, which was a long time ago, yeah, and I know you all thinking, no, it wasn't, Baji, because you're only 28. And some of you thinking, even that's old. You're not 28, right? So, all right, let's see if we can get one of the kids to guess. All right, I'll pick on you. Is it all right if I pick on you? Okay. You want to be the kid? You can be the kid, or you can be the kid? Oh, back there. All right, you guys can be the kids. All right, you then, Black the Star. Okay? All right, yes, you. Okay. What year did I leave school? Anyone, any of you? Sorry? 2006. I'm happy with it. I'll take that. Yeah. There was another one there. I wanted to have a guess. She's going to say something like 1950, aren't you? Huh? Oh, this is what we need to get to God, people. That innocence. Right, I left school in 97. And when, back in them days, and I got into Sikhi in about 97, 98, I was introduced to Sikhi. There was no such thing as English Katha back then. And most youth were just into Kirtan. They'd only listen to Kirtan. I was the only one that was into Katha. I didn't know back then why. Obviously, now I know why. So I had to force myself to understand the language of Katha. Because when they would speak, it wasn't just like standard Punjabi. And there was one person that really captured me. Why? Because yes, you'd get the serious Kathavajiks who wouldn't even look up and would be very monotone, and I just couldn't connect. But then there was one Kathavajik that just captured my heart. And everyone, nobody else of that age could understand why is he into Katha. And it was because he would give us beautiful gems. He would teach us so much, but within it, he would drop a joke. Within that joke, he'd make us laugh and he'd capture us. Once he's got our attention and he'd capture us, then he'd give us Guru Nanak's teachings. So he was planting these seeds through humor. And that really resonated with me. So that was Sant Hardev Singh Lullowale, who passed away about 4 years ago, who was my great inspiration into Katha, who I listened to the Jeevani of Guru Gobind Singh Ji through Bachitra Natak of Sant Hardev Singh originally back in about 98 through cassettes. Who can remember cassettes? Yeah. So, and people say to me, Baljit Singh, how do you remember so much? Because we only had cassettes and we had to just play them again and again and again. So then it becomes ingrained in you. Kar, karana, lik, la, jaho. It gets likhya inside of you. And listen to the same katha again and again. The same stories back from them I can still remember now. And that was how many years ago? 23 years ago. So I'll tell you quickly something Sant Hardev Singh would do. He started telling this story about a daddu. What's a daddu? Kids, what's a daddu? Shout it out, what's a daddu? So listen to this story. He told this story on stage and he captured us all. He goes, there was a daddu that fell in a well. Another daddu fell in that well. So male, female, they met each other and they had kids in that well, right? And the kids only knew the well. And they go, so when the kids grew up, they hadn't seen nothing of the outside, they only knew the well. So one of the kids, the frog, took a leap and smashed his head in the wall of the well. Took another leap, smashed his head again, done it 4 times. But when that frog came back to the middle, he goes to his mum and dad, I've done it, and he started doing Bhangra. This is Sant Hardev Singh with a white chola, white dastar, old, telling this story. We were all like captured. We were all like laughing our heads off. He goes, oh, daddu ne ek shal mari, dusri mari, teesri, chauthi, inna khush hoya, aake tab bhangra paun la pya ke main. And his mum goes, why are you dancing? He goes, aaj main 4 kone dekh le sansar de duniya de. I just traveled the world and I saw the 4 corners of the world. She goes, Kamaleya, you've not seen the 4 corners of the world. And we're all there laughing. We're going, you've not seen the world. And he went, hassona, hassona. Ye taadi gal ho rahi hai. Tusi daddu ha, tusi 4 shala marde ha, ta bhangra paun lap pene ha. So, and we're like, all right, mate. So he said, you're the frog that takes these 4 leaps, bangs your head, starts dancing and think you've got everything in life. He goes, that's your state. And he's like, okay, how? He goes, because you get a nice job, you got the salary, you got married, you got your partner, you got your kids, everything's perfect. And he goes, you think you've seen everything? He goes, you haven't seen anything yet. He goes, you've not connected to that one that is inside of you, the actual true potential of your life. Gobind milan ki eh teri bariya. It's like, wow. And I was so inspired by his way. So, yeah, that's why I make people laugh. So, we can all, just be captured and we can take something away. Whatever works. And that's what's important. Okay, ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਸਭਨਾਂ ਦਾ। ਆਓ ਆਨੰਦ ਸਾਹਿਬ, ਸੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਆਨੰਦ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਪੜ੍ਹੀਏ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਸਮਾਪਤੀ ਕਰੀਏ ਜੀ।
ਰਾਮ ਕਲੀ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਤੀਜਾ। ਆਨੰਦ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। ਆਨੰਦ ਪਿਆ ਮੇਰੀ ਮਾਏ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਮੈਂ ਪਾਰ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਤਾ ਪਾਇਆ ਸਹਿਜ ਸੇਤੀ ਮਨ ਵਜੀਆਂ ਵਾਧਾਈਆਂ। ਰਾਗ ਰਤਨ ਪਰਵਾਰ ਭਰੀਆ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਗਾਵਣ ਆਈਆਂ। ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਤਾਂ ਗਾਵੋ ਹਰੀ ਕੇਰਾ ਮਨ ਜਨੀ ਵਸਾਇਆ। ਕਹੈ ਨਾਨਕ ਆਨੰਦ ਹੋਆ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਮੈਂ ਪਾਇਆ। ਏ ਮਨ ਮੇਰਿਆ ਤੂੰ ਸਦਾ ਰਹੋ ਹਰ ਨਾਲ। ਹਰ ਨਾਲ ਰਹੋ ਤੂੰ ਮਨ ਮੇਰੇ ਸਦਾ ਸਭ ਵਿਸਾਰਣਾ। ਅੰਗੀਕਾਰੋ ਕਰੇ ਤੇਰਾ ਕਾਰਜ ਸਭ। ਸਪਨਾ ਗਲਾਂ ਸਮਰੱਥ ਸੁਆਮੀ ਸੋ ਕਿਉ ਮਨੋ ਵਿਸਾਰੇ। ਕਹਿ ਨਾਨਕ ਮਨ ਮੇਰੇ ਸਦਾ ਰਹੋ ਹਰ ਕਾਲੇ। ਸਾਚੇ ਸਾਹਿਬਾ ਕਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਤੇਰੇ। ਕਰਤਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਸਭ ਕਿਛ ਹੈ ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਸੋ ਪਾਸ। ਸਦਾ ਸਿਫਤ ਸਲਾਹ ਤੇਰੀ ਨਾਮ ਮਨ ਵਸਾਵੇ। ਨਾਮ ਜਿਨ ਕੈ ਮਨ ਵਸਿਆ ਵਾਜੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਕਨੇਰੇ। ਕਹੈ ਨਾਨਕ ਸੱਚੇ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਕਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਘਰ ਤੇਰੇ। ਸਾਚਾ ਨਾਮ ਮੇਰਾ ਆਧਾਰੋ। ਸਾਚ ਨਾਮ ਆਧਾਰ ਮੇਰਾ ਜਿਨ ਭੁੱਖਾ ਸਭ ਗਵਾਈਆ। ਕਰ ਸ਼ਾਂਤ ਸੁਖ ਮਨ ਆਏ ਵਸਿਆ ਜਿਨ ਇੱਛਾ ਸਭ ਪੁਜਾਈਆਂ। ਸਦਾ ਕੁਰਬਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਗੁਰ ਵਿਟੋ ਜਿਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਇਹ ਵਡਿਆਈਆਂ। ਕਹਿ ਨਾਨਕ ਸੁਣੋ ਸੰਤੋ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਧਰੋ ਪਿਆਰੋ। ਸਾਚਾ ਨਾਮ ਮੇਰਾ ਆਧਾਰ ਵਾਜੇ ਪੰਜ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਤਿਤ ਘਰ ਸਪਾਗੇ। ਘਰ ਸਪਾਗੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਵਾਜੇ ਕਲਾ ਜਿਤ ਘਰ ਧਾਰੀਆਂ। ਪੰਜ ਦੂਤ ਤੁਧ ਵਾਸ ਕੀਤੇ ਕਾਲ ਕੰਟਕ ਮਾਰਿਆ। ਦੁਰ ਕਰਮ ਪਾਇਆ ਤੁਧ ਜਿਨ ਕੋ ਸੇਨਾ ਹਾਰ ਕੇ ਲਾਗੇ। ਕਹਿ ਨਾਨਕ ਤੈ ਸੁਖ ਹੋਆ ਤਿਤ ਕਰ ਆਨੰਦ ਸੁਣੋ ਵਡ ਭਾਗਿਓ। ਸਗਲ ਮਨੋਰਥ ਪੂਰੇ ਪਾਰ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਪਾਇਆ। ਉਤਰੇ ਸਗਲ ਵਿਸੂਰੇ ਦੁਖ ਰੋਗ ਸੰਤਾਪ ਉਤਰੇ ਸੁਣੀ ਸੱਚੀ ਬਾਣੀ। ਸੰਤ ਸਾਜਨ ਤੇ ਸਰਸੇ ਪੂਰੇ ਗੁਰ ਤੇ ਜਾਣੀ। ਸੁਣਤੇ ਪੁਨੀਤ ਕਹਤੇ ਪਵਿੱਤ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਰਹਿਆ ਭਰ ਪੂਰੇ। ਬਿਨਵੰਤ ਨਾਨਕ ਗੁਰ ਚਰਨ ਲਾਗੇ। ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਫਤਿਹ।